Um, but yeah, so hi, welcome to Brooms and Brews. We're just sitting here chit-chatting. It's a little different today just because we couldn't get together this week. Um,
Right. That
Hopefully
was
it'll
my
be a
fault.
one-time thing. No, it's not anybody's fault. It's just kind of how it happens. Um,
Yeah,
Hopefully it doesn't deter people too much this time.
I don't think
Um,
so.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so
we're
either.
both still here. So,
Exactly. Um, but yeah, we're kind of just chit-chatting, kind of seeing what where we kind of started, where like a good starting point would be. Um,
Mhm. What drew
but
you
yeah,
in? When did you
honestly, just
start to lean towards like a spiritual path where you were like like actively seeking out information?
so I never agreed with like organized religion. I just it never sit well with me. Like I didn't like it. It just never made sense to
It
me.
felt right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think I actually I didn't know this was a path to be explored until you started exploring it and started explaining a little bit to me. And then I was like, okay, cool. I'll look a little into it. I don't think I like really started doing research until I honestly watched the show Vikings. And then I started doing more research on like Norse mythology and stuff. And like that really drew me in. And I was like, a lot of similarities between like, I say Christianity and like paganism has been
Mhm.
like really close similarities.
Mhm. All the
So
the how they kind of picked apart. I don't mean to pick on anybody, but they picked apart, the part of paganism that they wanted to continue.
yeah,
Um
because like they have a lot of awesome rituals and
mhm.
practices that they do, and
And
it's
symbolism
kind of
and
yeah, it's incredible to see the symbolism, and I think that like what it really drew me in, and then I got into Egyptology, and that's where
it's amazing.
I'm
It's
in now.
amazing how, yeah, yeah, there are so many. And I think like for a lot of people, if organized religion doesn't sit like they think it should sit with them, or
Mhm.
they're not vibing with it, um I think as society we have like viewed that as a bad thing. So I think when a lot of people, when they start down their path of spirituality as opposed to religion, they they keep it quiet. They're afraid to say anything. They don't know what direction to go in, because a lot of society and cultures, stigmatize that.
Yeah,
And
and I
it's
know a lot
not
of
a
people like are closet witches, like they are afraid to tell the people that they're practicing witchcraft because of
Yeah,
either like the stigma with it or just like their
yeah.
family or whoever, like they would just not agree and cause a whole uproar. So like I understand that.
Yeah.
I think
And a lot of
that's
people, they don't know how to differentiate between, like, you can live the life of a pagan and follow those beliefs
no.
and express yourself that way
Do you
and
need
feel
something?
comfortable in that, and not ever once
Okay.
attempt to,
I'm in the middle of
cast
painting
a
right now.
spell.
Thank you.
Just, I mean,
Because I have, can you close the door? We'll talk later. Sorry.
it's okay. I'm sure it's bound to happen here too. um I'm sh- you know I- it's in the beginning, there's a lot of information and it can get overwhelming.
For
And
sure.
I
Because
think that's one
I
of the reasons why, like, I wanted to touch on, um, where do you go? What do you do? What do you explore? And I think, in a nutshell, it's easy to say everything.
yeah.
Everything.
See, like anything that interests you, you do more research on it, you write it down somewhere.
Yep.
Honestly, I didn't even start a Book of Shadows. I just started a Book of Shadows like this past like 2 weeks. Um,
Right. And it's been a
and
couple years.
yeah, I've started like what 3 years ago, 2, 3 years ago.
Hmm. Yep.
Um, so I
And
mean,
I just send you little snippets whenever I saw something good, or,
yeah,
it's when
anything that I come
technology is great, you
across.
keep everything in your phone.
Right, yeah. I finally
you
have gone
know?
through and like started separating um like my screenshots and my saves from like my general population of mismatched pictures and
Yes.
put it in its own album so I can then transfer it over to my Book of Shadows.
Hmm.
When that's gonna happen, I don't know, but that one step at a
Right.
time.
It's a
Um,
process. It's a
yeah,
process.
and it's
Oh,
everybody's on their own path at different points. Like I said,
mhm.
it took me 3 years to start a Book of Shadows, even though I've been accumulating the information and saving it somewhere. Even if I've been writing it down in like different places, um, I like starting putting it together in one centralized location this past couple weeks. Like,
Yeah.
and that's okay. Like, there
And you'll
isn't.
find that like once you get going with that, once that ball is rolling for you and you get into the habit of that's where you put everything, like my habit is just like you. I take everything, things that I found, little things I want to remember, and I screenshot it or I
Mhm.
save the picture. And
Yeah.
then, I will go through. You actually have the book that I left with you is the one where I started pulling everything out of my phone. Um, and writing it down. And what I
Yeah.
did was I wrote everything down in a notebook first,
Hmm.
and then I transferred it from the notebook to my book of shadows.
Yeah.
And it that's just how it worked better for me to do.
Honestly, yeah, because like you were on our phones so much, like in today's day, that it's so much
Yeah,
easier to just grab it and pull it. Even if you start a Book of Shadows in your phone, like that's a great. I think
right.
that's a great place because, like I said,
Absolutely.
we're always on our phones. We're
Yeah.
always have it with us.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And the beautiful thing is that this is your and I think as great and freeing as this is, it's also a deterrent. Like you are your own, what's the word I'm looking for? You decide how you
yeah,
want this to go.
you
It's your
right,
path, right?
exactly. You
Like
decide where you
you,
go, when you go it, like when you decide to do something. It's like the
yep.
biggest freeing, also like the most overwhelming feeling sometimes because it's like, well,
Hmm.
I personally, I
Well,
there's
because
so
we're
much that I
used to
want to
those
cover.
restrictions.
Yeah, whoops, my
Like
bike's
I think we're conditioned to have those restrictions. So to allow yourself to do it yourself is,
right.
I think, in the beginning can be very intimidating for people.
It definitely is. Even still, I have a hard time like, okay, no, I choose what I want to do.
Right, right,
Like because I'm so conditioned to be like, okay, someone else is going to tell me what to do, when to do it, and like how to do it. I
right,
was like, I need a step by step guide on how to do something.
right.
Um, I'm like now that I'm like fully in it now. Like I'm like
Mhm.
hardcore, like full time dedication to this now.
Yep,
It's been I've gotten a lot better about it where it's like, okay, nope, I it's okay that I'm doing this now. It's okay that I'm looking at this now. It's
right.
okay that I'm
I'm
not
doing it
interested in
this
this.
way.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's like the
yep.
spells that I'm finding, I'm like, I don't okay, the spell jars are a totally different thing that I found because I'm having a hard time with those just because all of the ingredients are some weird things that I would never have access to. Like a four-leaf clover. I don't have time to go sit out and looking for a four-leaf clover in a field as much as I want to.
The time poor Sarah has spent looking for a four-leaf like
Like
and
I don't have that.
me outside my mechanics grabbing moss. That was freaking hysterical. Like people must
Yeah,
have thought I
shit.
was crazy because I'm grabbing clumps of moss, sticking them in my coat pocket. Whatever, whatever. I need that moss. Sarah needed
Yeah.
moss. Okay, moss is
I'm
good
trying to
to
think.
have. All
I'm
right.
trying to think of one of the other one where I was like, I don't even know what this is. I have never heard of
Oh,
it.
I
And
know
it's
that
like,
herb.
yes,
That herb
it
that
like
you were.
it's native to some other country, and I'm like, I'm never gonna be able to do this. Like, what is this? You will find a way around it. There are other things that you can use, or even just neglect it altogether, and that's okay. Like, as long as the
Yeah.
intention is behind it. That's like the
Just
biggest
look up
thing.
what it's. That's the thing. You look up what it's used for. Like what purpose is this going to serve in this spell? And then you find another herb to substitute it with because
Yeah,
not
or
everything is available in your area. It's not accessible. I just put sulfur in my cart on Amazon.
really.
Okay. Because I was looking up one of my spells that I have required sulfur, and it's a jar spell. And I'm like, well, that's not something that I have on my shelf of goodies,
Yeah.
So better go find some sulfur. And where do you go? You go to Amazon.
Yeah, honestly, I wish that there was I guess, a more accessible place that we can go and get like this little stuff that we need. I know
Yes,
I'm closer to that metaphysical store, but it's also really expensive to go there. So like I kind of like
it
I
is
can't
like
go
you
there all the time.
right, right. You need to, you know, I mean, Amazon is great for some things, but it's not a, if you have the opportunity, like I don't buy my crystals and stuff off Amazon. I would rather go to like a store.
Yeah, because then you
Some
can
of
more
them I
like
have. I'm not gonna
feel
lie.
it,
There are some things that I've gotten off Amazon, but you do the reviews and you want to make sure that what you're buying is a real crystal and not a man-made,
like
you know,
fake.
exactly, exactly.
Right.
And it's because you want to be able to resonate with that vibration. If it's man-made, you're not getting that.
It's not
It's
the
not going to
natural.
serve
It's
its
not, you don't
purpose.
feel the earth and
Right.
yeah.
I guess,
Um,
when you're starting down this path, you start at your beginning, whatever your beginning is going to be. For me, it was I found a I found a page on Facebook, and in the beginning, like these this page really like interested me, and it really dragged me in. Like of course I was not kicking and screaming. I was loving what I was hearing, and I
mhm.
was loving what I was seeing. Um and then the page kind of changed a little bit, and it got a little more rigid, and I'm like, that's not how this page started out. Like, it started out with everybody being able to contribute, and it was fantastic, and then for whatever reason the page changed, and this group, the feeling in the group changed, and I'm
Oh,
like, you know what, I can't even vibe with this anymore. And then I found my home. I found the group that just, it's huge, and it's fantastic, and it's welcoming, and um it's absolutely amazing. And I will check with the guy that owns the group and see if I can mention it on here, because it just, if I think everybody should check this out. And then the people that I followed on that group, the people that really reached out to me and stayed with me when I needed that support and that energy. Um, a few of them have gone on to start their own things, and we've become friends on Facebook, and just being included in that vibe that they've got going on, and what they do on a regular basis, on a day-to-day basis. Everybody is there contributing, regardless of what they've got going on. And that's what I love about this, is like, I mean, there are people that do their church thing 2-3 times a week, and that's it. And this is like an everyday way of life. There are very few aspects of what I do during the day that don't somehow resonate with the path I've chosen to follow spiritually.
yeah.
And I love that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm running around the house now refusing to kill spiders. I don't.
Yes, I've gotten really good about that because I know
Mhm.
like
Take them
it's
outside.
fantastic. Yeah. Or
It's
I just leave
crazy.
them. I just leave them,
Yeah,
let them be.
leave them alone.
Yep.
If they're not somewhere where my grandson's gonna see them, I leave them alone, or I like shoo them out of the way.
Yeah.
If he sees them, it's over.
It's almost like
But
the beginning opening season of open scene of James and the Giant Peach, where he's taking the spider and he's like singing to it and like letting it go.
let it go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if I could do that with my houseflies, that would be great.
Yeah, unfortunately it's getting to that time of the year where they're just
Yeah,
everywhere.
yep,
That and ants. The ants I
yes.
don't like, but
No, ants are a different story, but
yeah.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Same.
But yeah, it's I don't know. It's such a, once you realize that you can walk your own path and kind of do your own thing, and take it upon yourself to learn, because I know, like, at this point you've just started to incorporate like your candles in your candle spells,
Yes.
right? You lean more towards the jar spells, don't you?
I do. I do vibe with those a little bit more than candles and the candle
Yeah.
magic.
And for
But
me, candles. I love my jar
Yeah.
spells. Don't get me wrong. I have multiple jars all over the place. You'll find jars in my house in weird places,
Oh no, I couldn't. Unfortunately, I
full of
got little
weird
hands, so I got to
stuff.
make sure that they're not in little hand reach. But yeah.
Don't open the jars.
If you see a jar, don't touch it. It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yep.
it's got stuff in it, mm-mm.
Don't pick the wax off it. It's there for a reason. Just let it go.
Bring it
But
to
yeah,
me.
yeah, right. If I think that's part of the research is
Hmm.
try everything. Like that is the best advice that I could give
Yeah,
anybody. Try everything because that's the only way you're going to find what resonates with you, you know?
exactly. Like I've tried like all different types of divination, even like the tarot. I am really vibing with. I've been loving the oracle cards. Um,
Hmm.
Pendulum, not so much. Not so. I am really upset about it because as much as I want to have a connection. Whatever it is not connecting with me, and it is not
There is
answering me.
So I need to tell everybody there is a story behind this pendulum thing in Sarah. So Sarah tried, okay, and she got this beautiful pendulum. I can't remember what the stone was. We
I
looked it up,
Yeah, I can't remember either. I
and
didn't save it.
and so Sarah was trying to vibe with her pendulum, and
I was
and
literally just trying to get it to say yes. Like show me yes and show me no. That's what like the over the base I was starting at. I was like, this is all I need to know. Okay,
right,
that you're here,
right,
that I am vibing with you, like that we have a connection, that we can get through this.
yep.
I
And
think I got one answer,
Sarah's spirit guide did not appreciate being referred to as sassy.
which I like. Looking back, you probably shouldn't refer to it as sassy because it stopped answering me. It won't answer me now. It's I try. I said I will be okay. That's cool. Hey, we're here. Let's do this. And
Yep.
it's like it will stop. And I'm like, okay, okay. Oh, so
I think maybe what you need to do is just get, I know we have talked about it before, get a clear quartz pendulum.
yeah, I'm gonna have to because
And
oh, speaking of it though, I actually saw a way of how to help guide you in choosing a pendulum. It was that like you go to the store and you know how they're usually all hanging. You put your
yes,
hand under each of them and see which one starts like
that's
moving intentionally.
fantastic.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's a really good, smart way of like going about it. Instead of
Absolutely.
you going out and choosing it, it chooses you. And I think that's a
Yes.
really great way to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is fantastic. I do it by this is what I need because I have my pendulums for different purposes. I'm
Hmm.
going to, lean towards, you know, more specific questions as opposed to generalized questions.
Hmm.
And for each topic, I think you should have a pendulum. That's my
Which
excuse
is
for buying
smart.
more.
Yeah,
I need another one because I have to ask this question.
I mean, it's the same thing with the crystals. Each one has a different purpose, so
Exactly.
you need more. You always need more.
Exactly. And your crystals are there for to serve a purpose and to
Yes.
resonate a certain energy and a certain vibe with you, and that's what your pendulum should do. So we'll have to try that again. We'll have to go back to the store and you can
Hmm.
try that and see which one apologized to your spirit guide ahead of time.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to have a one-on-one with with them
Hmm.
because,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
So
mad.
yeah, I think the best way is to kind of explore everything, explore as much as you can. And that's another thing that I love about this journey is that you are doing so much research.
Hmm.
I'm not kidding you. Now, before we even started the YouTube and the Facebook and the TikTok, and before we even got that, I was like, we were talking about it before everything got into the works, and you and I were just talking about it. And I was sitting
Hmm.
here with my laptop open every day, you know, just getting back into researching everything again and
Yeah.
going over stuff again and being able to answer specific questions is like I love that. I love being able to sit here and look stuff up and go to different places and this is what I'm focusing on right now and it just gives you such a uplift, I think. you know.
It really does. Like, I don't know, I guess I find that I guess seeing how powerful like you as a person can be,
Hmm.
because like yeah, you're connecting with like your spirit guides, and you're connecting with Earth and like the just the universe as a whole.
Hmm.
Like it's just you have to be able to connect. You have to be able to connect with them, and just
Yes.
like seeing how powerful like you and your mind can be, because like you are setting the intention of it. Like
Right.
I don't know.
Letting
It's
go, I
cool to
think
see.
the biggest thing for me would be to let go of that self-doubt. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
To have more confidence in yourself,
Hmm.
because you really have to. You have to have that confidence in yourself to say, because you're not going to say, this is when you're trying to manifest something, it's not a, geez, if this could happen it would be great. It's a, this has happened, this is what I'm bringing to me, this is what I'm sending out, and this is what I'm bringing back. And to have that confidence and awareness of yourself when you're
Hmm.
connecting is such a powerful feeling.
Right. Like an example was I had like a one-way interview the other day, and it was for a remote position. But I was talking to Moss about it, and I was like, "Hey, like, yo, no, like, when I get this job, when I have this job, we'll do this." And he was like, "Well, don't put all your eggs in one basket." And I was like, "I'm not. I'm just manifesting that it's happening. I already have this
That's
job.
right.
I'm just waiting
Yep.
for them to realize I have this job."
Right. Right.
So it's like,
That's you saying, when this happens, this is what we're going to be able to do. When I
yeah,
land this, things are going to be able to be like this.
yeah,
This is how we're going to set this up. And that's, you know, that's important to have that
yeah.
at it's like key in being able to manifest what you want.
One of the biggest tips that I've like looked at and I've heard and have seen is speak as if you already have it. It's
Hmm.
already yours because it is yours. You just have to take it.
Right.
And I was like,
Right. You have to
that's a
be the
really
one that
like
puts that
awesome way to look
energy
at
out
it.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. The energy, you're going to get back whatever you put out.
exactly.
And
Like
if
that is something that it's taken me a while to like learn, but
mhm.
it's a powerful thing once you have learned it.
It's a, I think as a society, sometimes we have this, especially nowadays with everything being in such a uproar. I don't even think a lot of people realize how negative, or to what extent the negativity that they let in, what level that hits, until you really start
Yeah,
paying attention to it,
your
you know?
subconscious is incredible, and it's strong and it's powerful. So whatever you think, even if you're not actively thinking about it, it's still there. It's
Exactly.
still resonating. It's still like manifesting in ways, even if it's good or bad. Like it's just
Right.
it's
When you
there.
want a situation to change, you don't want to sit there and be frustrated about the situation. You want to put the positive spin on that, because if what you're putting out is the frustration and the anger and the downside of it,
Hmm.
you know the universe isn't going to go, geez, she's really frustrated, we should do something. The
No, you're
universe
like
is very
you're
specific.
not in a good space. You're not ready for this. Go like
Right.
come back in a
Right.
little bit.
It's going to go, well, she wants things to change, but she kind of left it up to us how to change it. So
It's like,
you want to,
well,
like Sarah said, you want to be very specific. You want to be, but your even your thoughts, just not even speaking it, but your thoughts are important.
mhm.
And you want to catch yourself when you're starting down that downward spiral, and put that positive spin on things. I mean, Sarah and I are constantly boosting each other, like, oh, my card didn't do very good today, and it's okay, it's all right. We're gonna.
Yeah, like yeah, because we can never. Okay, I personally, especially like with a venture, anything actually with anything, it's just you don't want to have that negativity. Like yeah, like there may be some negative or not even negative, just like not great moments, and
Right.
that's okay because obviously like you can't have the good moments without the bad. And
Right,
that's what equals out. Like that's just how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to
right.
show you the when things go well that they hey,
Mhm.
this is going well. And like it's just the even flow of things. Like the
Right.
good will come.
Because don't think for a minute that, everybody who follows the spiritual path is running around, you know, blowing rainbow and sunshines out their ass, because we're
Oh
not.
God, no. No, we understand that there is negatives and we feel them. Don't get us wrong.
Right.
Like,
You're going
but
to have those moments. It's going to be frustrating. You're going to feel overwhelmed. It's, I mean, can you do your part to manifest a beautiful life? Of course you can. But it's like that in everything. Even if you
right,
don't decide to follow a more spiritual path,
right.
everybody should follow that advice and just, you know, try to find the positive in any situation, because it really does make a difference.
It does. It really, really does. But it's cool to
I think
see.
once you get past that initial self-doubt.
And like the hesitation and like just those barriers of
Yeah,
like your own mentality and how you see it.
right.
It opens a lot. It's incredible.
It's
Like this path is so incredible because like it's so unlimiting.
right, right.
Because even
And
halfway down your like one path, it you decide to take another one and like you see,
you're
hey,
veering
there's a
off on
little yeah.
yeah.
Because I was telling Cindy the last time we had spoken was I never thought I would like consider myself a green witch. Never a kitchen witch. Don't even nope. Now I'm green. I like
Yeah,
everything about me is green.
yeah,
I in the
yeah.
kitchen, I am putting everything in there. I'm mixing it all up. Like
Mhm.
it's really cool to see. Like because I was like, oh, never. Mm-mm.
Yeah, and I avoid my kitchen like the plague.
But it's
Like,
so
what do
cool.
we have
It's
for
so
dinner tonight?
yeah. But it's so cool because like
Sandwiches.
no,
But
but
it is
it's
cool to see, like what you vibe with, what catches you. You know what
mhm.
I mean? I mean, I am very much. If you had to label me, if you had to put a label on me, it would be a great witch. I'm try to stay in that neutral. You know, I am by means Linda, but I am by no means the Wicked Witch of the West either. I'm just gonna chill in the middle, and because
Yeah.
you know it's hard to it's very hard at times to stay on a positive roll.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Like you know, life their life
sometimes
there's
just
times that life like steps in and kind of knocks you in your butt, and that's it's unfortunate and it sucks, but it kind of shows that you're strong enough to like get up and continue on and like continue on your path and
exactly, exactly.
because like
And you're gonna find that like there are times where I avoid my tarot cards because I'm just not in a great space in my head.
right,
That's and I know that's not a time for me to. My solution would be to know go into everything and anything at that point in time. And I know better because how I'm thinking is
hmm
going to affect that.
right, yeah, because
You know,
it goes back to like your subconscious manifests everything, so you
so
don't want
I'm
to
gonna
be in
wait.
a negative space.
Right, I'm gonna wait,
Hmm.
and until I get in that more neutral area. And I hope this is making sense to people. I
I
think
hope so because I understand, but I know
yeah,
sometimes
I
it can
think the
be
biggest
hard
thing
to
I want
follow.
everybody to understand, there's no, it's your path. It's, when we say everything, explore dark spells, crystals, and candles, and, don't, I made the mistake in the beginning of feeling like everything had to be so rigid, that there were
Hmm.
rules. And don't get me wrong, I still believe to a certain degree there are things you should and shouldn't do. Um, but they're my things. They're based on my beliefs,
Right.
not what everybody else says.
Right.
And did you find, like, when you were setting up your space, um, and what a lot of people will refer to as your altar, where you do your where you do you, okay?
Yeah.
Did you find, like, that you were sticking to more rules? Did you find you were looking to what everybody else kind of did, or did you make it your own?
So when I first started, I was first setting up my altar space. I was like, okay, I need this, this, and this, and if I didn't have this, it was wrong, and I couldn't do it.
Mm,
Now it's just kind of like, this is what I want.
yeah.
I haven't connected with like a deity to work with quite yet. And I know a lot of people will dedicate their altars to those deities and have like specific things for those deities. I haven't gotten there yet. As much as I want to,
Mhm.
I don't think I'm quite ready yet for that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's kind of like I again like the green. I like the golds. So I have a gold candle. I have a green bush.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I just
So
have
you're gonna
whatever.
lean. You'll end up finding, a very earthy, a
I'm
very
literally in a
earthy.
green room, so
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a lot
Don't
of
go by
like
my.
I
Yeah.
don't know. You do a lot
Very.
of
Very.
like candle magic, so the fire's red.
Mhm. Well, that's true. Yeah. I didn't color those. I never would
Yeah.
have picked this color. But yeah, it's funny. For a number of reasons, kind of lean towards Hecate.
Mhm.
And I mean, even though I know that there are others that are beginning to resonate with me, um, Hecate is one of those that she resonated with me. Um, and I'm a Capricorn, so I'm an earth sign. And she's she's the guardian of the crossroads, the keeper of the keys. She is the mother of all witches,
Mhm.
and that resonated with me. That called out to me. And but she's very rigid in her, what how do I want to say it? Not her beliefs, but what she requires from you in order for her to walk beside you. Is that the way I want to put it?
Like I guess so because I'm not sure how else to put it. Um,
The
if
I
you want to
think the
connect
difference
with her,
between
she has like a requirement almost.
exactly,
She wants to
exactly.
see your dedication to her.
And she wants to see your dedication to yourself,
Yeah.
you know, and that spoke a lot to me. Um,
Nope actually came up
and it's
on my like personal page. So a lot of like the witchcraft community will pop up on the Rooms and Brews page, right?
mhm.
But it doesn't usually show up on my like personal page anymore. Until like last night or the night before, where Lilith actually like there was a video on Lilith that came up, and I was like, okay, like
Wow.
that's a little strange because that doesn't happen.
That would not be one that I would pick for you, but obviously that was a sign.
Yeah, I know. So I was like, I saw that as a sign because I was like, that stuff is so strange that it doesn't, it's not normal.
Yeah,
So I was like, okay, I have to like
but
remember that because
I think you should delve into that one a little bit because I can I can kind of see that for you. I can yeah.
I
Yeah, I
can't, I
think you
couldn't,
should.
but I couldn't, but that doesn't, that's not how it works.
Right. Right, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think that he chooses you as much as you choose, who resonates with you. I think they're also there to say, yes, we do a lot together,
Hmm.
or, no, I'm not the one for you.
Yeah,
And
and you will know.
it's kind of like,
I've seen that you will know.
mhm, yes,
So,
yeah, there will be that click. And I think it's like anything else along the path, you will have that click.
hmm.
You will, like Sarah knows, I'm not big on the standard tarot deck. I like my oracle cards. I vibe with my oracle cards. The tarot cards as much as I would. There is a part of me that really wants to have that connection. Like, yeah, no.
Yeah, I think that's me and the pendulum, where it's like I really, really want that, but it does not want me. So,
Well, I think you need to try another one. I don't think it's something
yeah,
that you should
I'm not
that you
quite
should.
giving up yet.
Yeah, don't do that. Um, because I think it's like anything else. Like don't let a frustration because it doesn't, like when you try to manifest something, I think it's very important for people to understand that it's not something you're going to see the next day. Okay.
Right.
Like when I'm manifesting, when I did the money bowl, it's not like I expected Publishers Clearinghouse to show up at my house the next day with a check. Okay.
As much as
It's,
that would be
you know,
nice.
it would be nice. That would be a great resolution to what I was asking for. But it's I've started to notice that when we do our tarot and our oracle, I was mentioning to Sarah that I wonder how long it's going to take before what I'm pulling from oracle card starts to resonate with what she's pulling for a tarot card, because you'll see on our TikTok page a lot of times I'll do my tarot card or I'll do my oracle card in the morning, and Sarah usually does her tarot spread or even her oracle she'll eat. And we've started noticing now how much they started to resonate and the energy has started to resonate between the two. Now I'm noticing that what I will pull for an oracle card in the morning will resonate with what my horoscope is for the day.
Oh, that's incredible.
It's crazy. Like I won't even look. My routine used to be I used to wake up in the morning, and one of the first things I would do after I get my cup of coffee and get the cats and the dogs situated is read my horoscope for the day.
Mhm.
And then I would go back and read it at night to see how much it really rang true for that day. And now I don't do that until I pull my oracle card of the day, because I want to
That's
see
cool.
how my horoscope corresponds with the oracle card that I pulled.
I'll have to start looking at that too, because
Yeah.
I don't actually look at my horoscope daily. So kind of whenever I remember, but
Mhm.
I'll have to start doing that because that's really cool to see.
I just think it's fun to see, like, um, you'll get the what are they called? The I wish I could think of it. I've drawn a total blank. I'm sorry. Um, on on Facebook, you'll see the posts. What your source message is for that day.
Mhm.
And a lot of times now, I'm starting to see the source message for the day correspond with what horoscope set for the day. So it's really awesome to kind of see everything interconnecting like
Yeah,
that. I think that's pretty cool.
I think it's really cool.
And a lot of times it'll be with like something that I have said or I have been thinking. Like yesterday, it was it focused a lot on negativity and how you need to make a conscious effort to, this is the gist of it all, you need to make a conscious effort, again, like we were saying, to kind of release that negativity. Don't hold on to all of this stuff that could be brewing deep inside you, because there's no point.
Mhm.
It's not going to accomplish anything other than bringing down your vibe. It
Right.
really, mentally, spiritually, it's not going to do anything for you, and you just find yourself stuck in it. That hit me like a ton of bricks yesterday, because the day before I had gotten myself into such a funk because that's what I chose to let myself get wrapped up in that day, was a bunch of negative.
Hmm.
And that was like a kick in the behind to, hey, stop.
Yeah,
you
actually,
know?
that's really incredible because the other day I had pulled the card and I was like, "Hey, don't get stuck in that loop of negativity. You have to work to get yourself out of that." Um,
Yes.
and then the next day I was talking to Mouse about it, and I was like, "Hey, like my card was literally just saying, don't get stuck in this loop. You have to work as much as it sucks. You have to work to get out of that negative space."
Hmm.
I thought that was really
And
cool.
a
That like
lot of,
the next day.
have you found that a lot of your, well, you had to have because our cards are starting to sync up, but have you found that like the in-depth meaning of these cards is is kind of pushing you to continue with something regardless of how frustrating it can be at times? Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
because I've seen a lot of posts where it's like this creative venture that you're starting, keep
Yes.
going, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Like we've had so many technical issues,
Yes.
so that it got really, I got really frustrating. Where it's like I didn't,
Yes.
I don't know if it's something telling us to stop or testing our resolve or what. I'm looking at it that it's testing our resolve because I'm
That's how
dedicated
I
and we're gonna
decided to
do
look
this.
at it. Yes. Well, and I think
But
a lot of that had to do with the fact that the cards that we were pulling were like, you know, don't give up. Don't,
yeah,
don't wallow in the negative just because this didn't work, just because this venture might be, not going as smoothly or, as quickly as you want it to, don't give up.
exactly. It's so
And
cool to see. I think even personally take that.
yeah, yeah, because you can apply that in some areas and you can realize it,
Hmm.
and really start to
It's
look into it and break it down.
right. It's so cool. It's so cool to see like the connection
It is. It
between it
is.
all.
And it's so easy to get like caught up in, like, God, how can you not, you know, bounce from one thing to the next? And, um, you just, I don't know. So
I know.
many diverse things.
Yeah, I know because it's like I know I have a list of everything that I'm interested in, and I'm just like, okay, I want to look up this. I want to look up this. I want to look up this. I want to learn more about this. And now I can just do whatever, which one?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And there are going to be, the cool thing is to see how, the different things resonate with you, how they have resonated with me. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Because I do love my jar spells. I will, that's my go-to when I'm not, after my candle spell.
Right.
And it was funny because Sarah had just said to me the other day, she goes, I found this really great tip for candles and I was going to send it to you until I realized you were the one that posted it.
Yeah. And I
And
was
I'm
like, oh
like,
shoot,
oh
that's
yeah, I remember that. That was cool.
yeah.
That was very cool. So now I find myself doing the same thing. I'm like, oh my God, Sarah would love this. Anything I find on like, herbs and that kind of stuff and any little tips and tricks to growing things and
Oh yeah.
substitutions for things, I'm like, oh, Sarah's got to
Yes.
see this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like the biggest thing. Or like, I think substitutions are like the biggest thing for me right now. Is where like, hey, you don't have this. Okay, here's this.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's awesome. That page that you found, and we should put a link to that.
Oh yeah, we should. It's just like a whole list of
So that
everything
people
that
know.
substitutions for, I don't know, for like if you want more confidence, here are things that you can use.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
cool.
And I think that's one of the things that is important to know when you're starting out is that you don't have to do everything by the, but they're not a rigid set of rules. There's not a recipe to follow
Mm-mm.
in a strict sense. You know what I mean? Like,
Like, even if you have
you
a
know,
like a recipe for a jar spell or a candle spell, some things
right,
you should do, but
right,
realistically, it's however vibes with you. Um,
right,
and it's always changeable. Hey, you don't have this,
right.
you
The
can
beauty
use
is
this.
you need to recognize what these things are are being used for, what the
Yeah,
properties of these specific things are, because that's what you want to capture. So just because it calls for one specific thing doesn't mean that you can't substitute something else for that with the same properties
right. Because what
that will,
jar spell that I that you gave me all the stuff for, we didn't have chamomile.
Right.
So we substituted it for I can't remember. Lavender? I don't remember at the moment.
I do remember we substituted something for, I think it was lavender. I think there were a couple of things in that spell that you could pull from that would ultimately give you the same thing.
Yeah. So it's
And
it's
that
it's
was,
awesome to
you know,
like have that versatility.
freedom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freedom is what I was looking for.
Yep. Yep.
So honestly, so like
So it's very
wherever
cool.
you start, if you start, you stop, you get out of it for a while, you get back into it later on. Like that's exactly what I did was your path is your path. It's gonna ebb and flow. You're gonna lose interest in something, you're gonna find something that boosts it back up.
Yep.
It's awesome. It's awesome if you once you start
It's
this.
the it's the underlying, um I don't want to say principle, but it's the underlying confidence you gain in yourself.
Hmm.
And that's going to end up showing in more than just your spiritual journey. It's going to end up showing it up in you as a person.
Yeah.
This confidence that you're gaining to acquire the things, to put forth the effort to acquire what you want, whether it's materialistic or not. Most of the
Hmm.
time it's not. Most of the time it's um you just want to have that peace and that freedom of, you know, releasing the negative that bombards you every day,
Hmm.
and all the bad stuff that comes at you, and I don't know many people that will do a do a spell to win the lottery. I mean, don't we all want to win the lottery? Sure we do, but be realistic. Do you really need to? Is that really what you need? No, what you need is to be able to be comfortable.
Yeah.
And I want to win the lottery, but I don't need to. I
Yeah.
need to, you know, have the financial ability to pay my bills and be comfortable
Right.
and be able to, do a few extras that I would like to do here and there. But it always seems to work out. It always something,
It
knock on
aligns.
wood,
Yeah,
something.
it all aligns for with your intentions.
You can't. You can't knock on wood in a house with dogs because things somebody's at the
Oh
come
shoot.
on. And they don't listen to me, so they don't listen when I'm telling them there's nobody at the door.
They gotta see for sure.
So questions, I mean, I know we were all over with this subject, but I think our main goal in this one was to let people know that, it's okay to explore. It's it's you, it's how you feel, it's what you think about things, and even if you are like so bogged down in everyday life that you're just looking for a release and you're looking for something different, you know, that's the universe telling you you need to reconnect,
Hmm.
you know? And it could be something as simple as start a garden, put a garden in somewhere,
Yeah.
reconnect with nature, put up bird feeders, watch the birds, you know?
Put your feet on the
Um,
ground.
put your feet on the ground, get them dirt, get off the pavement. I
Yes.
was so excited when I could go outside and be barefoot,
Hmm.
and
It's
don't
been
get me wrong, I'll do
incredible.
it a few times in the winter, but not as a generalized rule. Okay, it is
You won't
cold.
catch me with that, but
I wear my flip flops to the point where the snow is up in my flip flop, and I'm stepping on more snow than flip flop.
no, fair
Yeah,
enough.
then they have to go up. But yeah, yeah, and believe me, the only time I put socks on if I'm not going to wear boots outside is when I'm sitting here. It's cold at night.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, now I'm like outside barefoot, going to the mailbox barefoot,
Hmm.
running out to I'm taking the garbage out or feeding the cats outside, I'm barefoot.
Yeah, it's been so nice, and it's great to connect back to the earth and just be present.
Being in a position where you can appreciate that feeling. You know what
Hmm.
I mean? Because I think a lot of people that like live in the city, it's it's hard for them to, put your feet on the ground. Like you were saying the other day, like, you've been able to go outside now and be barefoot in the front yard.
Yeah, I only have like
And
a
it's
little front yard that I have, but it's nice to be able to go out and just stand.
but it's right, it's not concrete and you can go out and you can have your feet on the ground because
Yes,
getting rid of that, feet on concrete, it's amazing how if you just stop and can appreciate, what it is you're actually feeling, it
hmm
does make a difference.
it really, really does.
So yeah, if anyone has any questions, um,
Tips, tricks,
yeah,
anything you wanna contribute, please do. We love to interact. We love to hear other people's paths and anything.
yeah, little tricks that you've learned that work for you, um, and input because we've said before we want this to be kind of an interactive society that we're trying
Hmm.
to give people here. Please, share.
Please do. That's what we're looking for. That's really are.
It would be fun if we could go back to some, read the comments, learn new stuff in the comments too. You know,
That would be incredible. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think it should be a learning journey for everybody, not just anybody who's watching this, but for us
Right.
too.
For us too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So
But
fantastic.
I hope you guys
And
enjoyed
this
and
week,
continue
yep,
to
this
go
week
along.
coming up, we'll get back to Syracuse and get back
Hopefully
in the
get back to
space.
person person. Yeah.
Yes, yep, yep.
But
So
I hope
yeah,
to see you
everybody
guys
have a
then.
fantastic weekend and
You
take what you
continue.
will, leave the rest, contribute
Exactly.
everything that you want.
And we'll
The
see you guys
comments are
soon.
open. Yep,
Oh,
take
don't forget
care.
to go to our TikTok because that's where we're posting a lot. So
Yes,
do that.
yes, the new oracle cards and tarot and the runes, those get pulled. Sarah's got some great spells coming up that she's going to post along with the ones that she's already posted. Also, the Facebook page is up.
Yes,
So
Brooms and
Brews and
Brews.
Brews on
So
Facebook.
yeah,
Yep.
please go like
Brews and
it,
Brews, you can
follow
find
it.
us everywhere.
Yeah, we also
I think,
have an Instagram, but we're that's to the wayside right now.
yeah, that's a learning thing for us. I think we need
Yeah,
to
well,
at some point. At some point, we're
we're
in
yeah, we'll get
YouTube
there.
and TikTok and Facebook, and then once we get those good and grounded, we'll spend more
We'll get to
time on our
Instagram.
Instagram and figure that
Yeah,
out.
but
Yeah.
bye guys.
Bye.